never forget why you came here each morning is eternal. Never forget why you came here, never forget. Awaken to who you really are. The path will lead you near and far. Never forget why you came here, never forget.
So Odessa, many years ago, 6, 7, 8 years ago, I don't know how long, for James' birthday, one thing he wanted to do was meet Lew Bracker because he had read the book and he was a James Dean fan, but not a crazy James Dean fan, but just a fan, and a fan of my dad's racing. And Odessa researched and found they were living in Palm Springs and that my dad lived in Palm Springs. And asked my father through Facebook Messenger if, for James' birthday, my father would agree to have a meal with James as his birthday present. And that birthed a very important, meaningful, deep relationship because my sister and I don't live in Palm Springs. And they made sure that during the pandemic he was socializing and safe and happy, and they introduced him to a big world of friends in that community and continued it on. He even visited them not long ago where they live now up north. So I'll let them speak.
Hi, you guys. Thank you, Leslie. Well, Leslie kind of described the meeting, but I'll just say a little bit more. My husband was introduced to James Dean from his mother, and he could tell you the exact story, but there was something about having a high school book report.
Yeah.
Was it a high school book report? And so his mother had given him a book about James Dean and said, well, read this. This will give you some material. And so after that, my James really had this love affair with James Dean. And I think he's read, I don't even know how many books about James Dean. But this particular summer, he was reading this book called Jimmy and Me. And he would not shut up about not James Dean, but Lew Bracker that had written this book. And every night at dinner, he's like, I want to meet Lew Bracker. I want to meet this guy. And he just kept talking about it. And when he said that he lived in Palm Springs, I was like, well, this is easy enough. Okay. So, yeah, through Facebook, I messaged Lew. He got right back to me. We took him to dinner at a place called Spencer's over in the tennis club area of Palm Springs, which ironically ended up being right by where Lew used to play tennis a few years ago. So this friendship was struck up. This was in August of 2016, and Lew's 88th birthday was coming up. We had one of our friends in Palm Springs who was this extraordinary bakery artist make him this cake that was like a checkerboard, black and white, and James found this really cool black Porsche. Is it in the slide? I haven't seen the slide yet. But that was on top of his birthday cake. And we invited all of our friends over to this crazy vortex of a party house we owned in Palm Springs at the time. And everybody got to meet Lew, and we celebrated his birthday. And this 88-year-old, he may as well have been 38, 48. It really didn't matter. And our friends just fell in love with him too. And so there's where it all started. And since then, we've traveled to Fairmount, Indiana with the Bracker family. We've taken Lew to many day trips all over the place. And last year, we actually, May of 23, James and I put on an event called Drive to Eden. And we had Lew come up and stay with us in Northern California, and ended up taking him out to Mendocino, and we showed him all around. We went to Jack London's ranch and to some really great restaurants and things in the area. And we just always had a fantastic time with Lew. So I'll let my husband share a little bit of his story.
So my relationship with Lew is that there was no understanding of age. When we were together, like if we're in the car or something, it was like two 16-year-olds, right? And we just give each other shit back and forth all the time. We just like to tease each other and kid each other, and we just had this kind of juvenile fun relationship. But also when I had some tragedy in my life, he would step in and offer help, and did. But sorry, getting a little emotional. There you go, perfect. So we'd go driving, and we called it creative driving because if he was driving, he would do some things. I'm like, what are you doing? And I'm like, oh. But anyway, I could tell you a million stories about Lew, but a lot of it I just want to keep to myself. But the last thing Lew said to me, or I said to him, our last conversation was, sorry. I said, sorry. I'm a better person for knowing you. And he said, I wished I could say the same thing about you.
That was their relationship in a nutshell.
Yeah.
We know that Lew loved James dearly, but there was many times where James was just like, oh, that Lew.
Well, they brought you to my house.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes, we actually enjoyed a beautiful traditional, was it Passover?
Passover, yep.
Seder.
Yep.
Yes. That was a wonderful experience. But it didn't go on as some of them did. I remember your stories of being, I think, a child and them going to like after midnight or something before you could eat. Ours was lovely. Thank you again for that.
Yeah. Who's next?
Lew's niece, and I'm Jeannie. Lew Bracker, that's right. Okay, so you had a good at it. So when I was, I want to say like a tween, for some reason I was riding around with my Uncle Lew, and we were in this sports car. And, mind you, I've been in station wagons. I've been in, very safe driving. So we're driving on, I want to say Sunset Boulevard. And we're in this low car, and Uncle Lew is shifting the gears, and someone comes into our lane. And he just like has all these maneuvers to handle it. And I'm like, whoa. He was like a superhero. Like I've never seen anyone drive like that. So he was kind of this, just like amazing figure to me. So funny, so smooth.
I don't know if you guys know, but my father was the winningest Porsche racer. According to Porsche and there's a photo of him and Dr. Porsche, who when they met, and my dad was introduced to Dr. Porsche, his response to my dad was, "Oh, your chassis number, blah, 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 the winningest driver we've had."
Oh, my goodness. Gosh.
Sorry. So, yeah, my dad.
Lew was kind of in and out of my life because I left home at a young age, whatever. But all I remember is how funny, so funny. And whenever the first cousins, which include Leslie and Allison, Jean and I, our older sister Terry, and our brother Andrew, and then the Parkers, whenever we got together, there was so much laughing, you couldn't take a picture. But it was all sort of behind, it was always muttering behind hands. And by the time, you could get a quick picture when everyone took their hands down. But I swear the source of that was Lew. I really think. I think
his best audience was your mother.
Oh, I know. he could make her tell jokes.
Yeah.
And she
had a
was
very
the
subversive
quietest
sense of humor.
so
shy. Yeah.
So shy. And they would get each other going.
They would get each other going, and then she would have to
right.
rush to the bathroom because it was too much. It was so funny.
Yeah. So we miss him.
Yeah.
We miss him, and we love Leslie and Allison so much.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
It's a different world without Lew. That's for sure.
Something.
Here we are, the daughters. You want us here?
Just align with the team. Okay. All right, good afternoon. My fellow soldiers and I are here today to render final military honors to a final commander. These honors will consist of the playing of taps, followed by the folding and presentation of the flag. During the playing of taps, I will ask everyone to please rise. All former current military members may render a proper answer. All others may place your right hand over your heart. At the conclusion of taps, you may be seated for the folding and presentation of the flag. At this time, please rise for the playing of taps. present this flag as our appreciation for your loved one, honorable, and faithful service. United States, the United States Army, and the grateful nation, please take this flag as a symbol of our appreciation for your loved one, honorable, and faithful service.
Thank you, everybody, for honoring my father, our father. And we also have this signed by President Joe Biden, who honors the memory of our father.